if educational YouTuber CGP Grey has taught me anything with his educational videos, it's that an upload schedule doesn't matter. So here we are.
Yeah, I mean, I had to send my laptop in to Dell to get my screen fixed.
How was that experience?
It was fucking shitty. So,
dude, computer repair is the
dude,
worst.
they send me a box, a Dell box, right? They send it in the mail. They're like, ship it in this box. We can only take it if it's in this box. And I'm like, okay, whatever. So I take it to the UPS store, and it's in the box and everything. And they're like, we can't ship it in this box. This is the wrong type of box. It has a lithium battery in it, so we're not allowed to ship it in this type of box. I was like, this is the fucking box that Dell shipped to me. So what are you going to do about that? And they were like, well, we'll just rebox it. And I was like, okay, that's fine. But other than that, it was fine. But I had to pay an extra $50 because Dell didn't send me the right fucking box.
Ooh. That's less than optimal. I had to get a Toshiba laptop fixed. I think it ended up costing me like $200.
Wow.
Because I moved it while the computer was turned on. I picked it up and the hard drive just stopped working.
That's a Toshiba for you.
And then I said to myself, I will never buy another Windows laptop again, and I still haven't. But I have been using Windows a lot lately, and I do like parts of it. There are other parts of it that I absolutely can't stand.
Well, I don't really like Macs, but I do like Apple products. I will say I like the iPhone and like the iPad and stuff. But
yeah, my brother just got the newest MacBook, which is pretty cool.
What'd that run him?
I think his total was $1,400.
Yeah.
He got a like $300 pair of Beats with it, so that was pretty cool.
Wow. When's he moving in?
The end of August. I don't know the exact day. But speaking of computers, not necessarily speaking of computers, but I've had some health issues lately. And number one,
what does that have to do with computers?
I'll get to it. My hands have just been in constant pain because I'm either typing or using a mouse for 8 hours a day at work, and then I come home and I play video games or I use my computer. So my hands just, at the end of the day, just hurt like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Because I either have arthritis, which I hope I don't have.
You do not have arthritis.
Or I have what's called repetitive strain injury, or RSI, which I think is the infinitely more likely scenario. And one of the things that, upon my research and listening to a few podcasts by people who have similar issues, is getting a drawing tablet, like a Wacom tablet, will really help. So I've been doing that. I've been using the computer instead of using a mouse. I've been using a drawing tablet, and I think I sent you and some other people a photo of me using it in my art that I made.
You didn't send me that picture?
It was a while ago. I don't know. It's really cool. It's like a 6x6 square, and it comes with a pen, and it works pretty much like a mouse. There's some issues with it. I'll say like Chrome, which is what I use on my Windows PC at work, doesn't. It's not like it doesn't work exactly like a mouse. Like I can't drag and drop stuff. But it's not horrible. The experience, and I do have a wired mouse right next to it just in case I get fed up with it. So yeah, that's my hands, man. They hurt.
That's your health problem?
That's definitely a health problem.
Yeah, I mean you made it seem like you were having some serious issues or something.
Well, so you don't really realize how important your hands are until it hurts to do anything. So,
I suppose.
Like
my feet start killing me because I walk around and like fix stuff all day. So my feet start to get hurt. But other than that, it's not too bad.
Two old men complain about
that's the episode.
Getting old. Yeah.
Man, we're getting up there, Jeremy.
I have another health issue. You ever get those like canker sores? This is gonna be a gross topic.
You mean in the inside of your mouth, like inside of your lips?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, those suck. I think everybody's had those. That's not really that gross. Everybody gets those.
I have no, this one is. I have a heifer of a canker sore. It's the biggest one I've ever had. It's like right on the half inside, half outside of my lip. You might be able to hear it because I can't talk normally because it's so painful. But every time when I wake up in the morning, the area around it, like on the top and bottom, is just peeled skin. So every morning I like pull off like a quarter inch of just dead. It's like dead lips skin. It's so gross.
Now that's epic.
Ugh.
Dude.
And like I can kind of push it around, and I hope there's no pus in it because that's gonna taste really gross when this sucker goes.
Yeah, I would say.
I hope listeners aren't eating right now.
Listeners, let's all pray to God that there's no pus in that fucking canker sore.
If there is, I'll be sure to follow up next week on it because I know you particularly want to hear how it's going.
Do you want to hear something disgusting, Jeremy?
I would love to.
So I was scrolling through IMDb's top shows because I was trying to make up a list. And do you know what the number 13 ranked show on IMDb is right now?
The Big Bang Theory.
Pew News.
I don't know what. Oh, is that
take a guess at what Pew News is?
I've seen Pew News. I actually know what it is, so this might be cheating, but it's PewDiePie's. I watched the first like 2 episodes when it first came out because I got into like a habit where I'd watch PewDiePie every now and again.
Well, it's got a 9.2, but then if you click on the page, it has a 9.9 out of 10.
That's actually insane. I know at one point
it's the number 13 ranked show.
One of the highest ranking movies on IMDb was Uno the movie, and what it is a 3-hour Let's Play by the Let's Play channel that has a 9.5 out of 10 with 10,000 rankings. So it's just like I can't believe it's on IMDb, and like the image for it is this awful Photoshop of people sitting around a card table. It's pretty great.
Let me read you the first review for Pew News. Okay, this is epic. Number 1 trusted news for unbiased opinions and news. Best news source. Are you 9 years old or 14 years old? Do you like facts and logic? If you do, then this is for you. Wow.
Here, I'll read one of the reviews of Uno the movie. Coming into the movie with little knowledge, I had few expectations. In the start, it seemed like nothing more than a quirky video game movie, but it quickly turned itself around. This movie is full of laughter, anger, frustration, and tears. It's the best roller coaster I've ever been on. If you want to see a movie that has everything you could ever want, this is your film. Ramsey, Free, Patillo, Haywood, and Dooley all gave excellent performances. Their roles felt real and raw, as if they were actually happening to them. They committed to the movie like no actor I've ever seen before. A truly Oscar-worthy performance. Do yourself a little favor watching this amazing film. It's a taste of real-life hardships that will certainly leave you blown away. And it's just like 5 people on YouTube playing Uno the video game with a different rule set where like if you got a certain number you had to switch hands, so the game went on for like an hour and a half. So
this is what the description of the movie is. What had started as a simple game of Uno turned into a psychological horror. Co-workers are driven to the edge of madness as they commit to a game of Uno. Is that true, Jeremy?
Yeah, that's pretty much what happens.
It's a psychological horror is what you're telling me. It's like Shutter Island then.
It was definitely psychological because after 40 minutes of the same game of Uno, you were just begging for death. So yeah, I can see that. So we can get right into our main topic. What Snapchat text did you send me today? Because I don't remember it and I didn't save it.
Well, I was just thinking of like some topics that we could talk about, and I don't think we've ever like actually made a list of like our top 10 things or top 5 things. You know what I mean?
Okay, here's what I reinterpreted that to be. So we together, me and you, will create a list of 10 pieces of media, excluding music, that we think every person should experience before they die.
Yeah, okay, we could do that too.
How does that sound? And you can run through what you have, and I'll run through what I have, and we'll cut some and we'll add some to make a list of 10 definitive pieces of media that everybody should experience.
Okay. I'll let you start.
Okay, so My top 10, I don't have 10, I don't have 5, but these are the things I came up with that I think every person should experience at least a little bit before they die. So Seinfeld, Skyrim, the Game of Thrones book series, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Pulp Fiction, Pokemon, and Funhouse.
I also have Pulp Fiction.
Okay, so that's definitely on the list.
Yes. I also have Fight Club. Have you seen Fight Club?
I have. I didn't love it,
Well, okay.
but I guessed the twist like 20 minutes into the movie.
Do you remember The Prestige?
Yeah, I thought that was a pretty good movie.
I also did. I have it on here on my list, but I made a list of like movies, shows, and then games. I didn't just make one list.
We'll run through all of them. We'll go through mine then, and we'll pick some of mine, and then we'll pick some of yours, and we'll get a definitive list of 10.
All right. I have True Detective season 1 on here.
Yeah, I like that.
Yep. Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
Regular Show.
Okay.
Metal Gear Solid 5.
Can you say that one more time?
Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain.
Oh, I hated that game.
Oh, really?
I only played the first level, and I'm really bad at stealth games.
Oh, well, it's a pretty good game. It was hard as fuck. It's like one of the hardest games I've played. Persona 5.
Okay.
Breath of the Wild.
Okay, that's a really good one.
Yeah, It's Always Sunny.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna go with.
Okay. Is that for like movies and shows?
Yeah.
Okay, then hit me with some games, and we'll see if there's any I can jump on right away.
Well, I said Persona 5, Breath of
Oh,
the
yeah.
Wild.
Okay.
Red Dead Redemption 2.
Okay.
Did you ever play The Last of Us?
I did. I didn't really like it.
Okay.
Like
What about-
I hate stealth games.
Oh. What about Arkham City?
I never played it. Or well, I had it, and I just never got around to playing it.
All the Arkham games are pretty good, but Arkham City is definitely the best one in my opinion.
Is that the third one?
That's the second one.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so far there's 4 that we can agree on that I think should be on. Twin Peaks, Pulp Fiction, Breath of the Wild, and True Detective season 1.
Mm-hmm.
Are
I would put
are
Neon
4
Genesis.
rock solid ones.
Go ahead.
Those are the 4 rock solid ones I think we should put on the list.
Yeah. I would put Neon Genesis Evangelion, but you still haven't seen it yet.
No, I have not.
So it'd be pointless because I'd just be arguing for it.
Yeah.
So,
Are there any of mine that you can agree should be on the list?
Yeah, run through Skyrim. I have Skyrim.
Okay,
on here.
Skyrim.
Even though
I
it's
had-
fucking glitched to shit and
Yeah,
really
I've been playing a ton
not
of
the best game,
Skyrim. We
but
can get to
it's
later.
still definitely something you should look into.
Okay, so we have 5. What about the MCU? Like as a collection, is what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not the biggest superhero movie fan, you know that, but
Me neither. It's weird that I like it so much. But there are some movies that just stand out to me, like the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. Thor
the Guardians of the
Ragnarok.
Galaxy are good. There's some good ones. Winter Soldier is really good.
I need to see that one.
Yeah, you do. That's like the best one. Civil War is pretty good. All right. I mean, yeah, whatever.
Okay, that's 6. I really wish you would read the Game of Thrones books, and I recommend starting with Dunk and Egg. We've talked about that before, but it's like the prequel to it that are really really good.
It's a long commitment.
Yeah, definitely. So we have 4 more spots. You can pick any 2 of yours to put on, and I'll pick any 2 of mine to put on.
I'll throw on. Didn't we agree on regular show?
Oh yeah, regular show I'll put on there.
Okay. But I'm going to throw in Dark. It's a show on Netflix. It's in German, but it is fantastic.
Okay, I have seen that. I
Matt
need
was
to,
watching it. Matt's on like season 2 now. He said he's catching up on it.
I've been having a hard time finishing shows like Castle Rock. I have one more episode left.
Oh, dude.
I pretty much just put on. Did you not like the ending? Is that what that dude was?
Well, I don't want to spoil anything, but I mean, that's why I said you should watch it before the next podcast because you're gonna want to talk about it. It's
Yeah,
like,
I'm starting to see how it could fall apart at the end.
yeah, it's
Like
just like
it
I'm
already
not
looks like
gonna
the
say
wheels are
anything,
starting to fall off.
Mhm.
But like, okay, so yeah, we won't put that one on. Would you put that one on if I have seen it? Is that one of the things worthy? Because it's
What?
probably one of Hulu's best originals.
Castle Rock. I would
Castle
not
Rock.
put that in the. No,
Okay.
I mean, yeah, it's one of Hulu's best originals, but Hulu doesn't have that good originals.
No, they certainly do not.
They have like The Handmaid's Tale is probably their best one.
That's another one. It was just so depressing. I couldn't force myself to watch it anymore.
Yeah, I made it like halfway through season 2. Season 1 was good. It's shot really well, and the colors.
Yeah, I
are
watched
cool.
season 1. And I enjoyed it.
They got another one with James Franco where he goes back in time to
I-
stop the
I-
JFK assassination.
James Franco is a terrible serious actor. He
That-
should never play any serious role ever.
That show was pretty good, but it was also like hilarious because of James Franco's acting.
Yeah, he really shouldn't. I don't know why they cast
I thought
him.
it was good, and like I thought he did a good job, but he's just not a serious person. You know what I mean?
No, it's so
it's hard to take him
seriously.
seriously. Yeah, exactly.
Jake Gyllenhaal would have been good for that role.
Yeah, but Jake Gyllenhaal would not stoop to that level.
I don't know.
He
I
says,
don't know
"I'll
enough
be
about Jake Gyllenhaal.
Mysterio instead."
What did you see that movie?
No, I haven't.
Okay, me neither. One of the movies I just watched for like the 5th time was Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, that's a classic. That's a modern classic.
That might be one of my favorite animated movies.
Yeah, probably. I would say.
And I might
it's
even
not
put that on
not
this
geared
list.
towards kids. You know what I mean? It's
No,
just, like, a
not
good
not.
movie.
It's one of those
animated.
kids movies where they made a good movie first and a kids movie second.
Yeah, right. Like Toy Story.
Did you see the new Toy Story? Because I haven't seen that either.
No, I haven't seen the new one. I heard the animation looked amazing, but other than that, it wasn't that good.
Yeah, I also heard the same thing about that new Lion King movie.
Yeah, oh God, I The Lion King, the original, was one of my favorite movies growing up. It was probably my favorite movie growing up. It's my favorite Disney movie, I would say. So I didn't even want to watch the new one because I like
My
the old
favorite
one so
movie
much.
growing up was Spirited Away, and I never even saw the ending.
Dude, me and Matt were trying to watch that last night, but it's not on any streaming services.
No, it's really not. All those Miyazaki films are not on any streaming
Yeah,
services.
Studio Ghibli doesn't do that.
Yeah, which really sucks. Did you?
It's at the
I've been
family
listening to the
video
Super
up here,
Mega
though.
podcast. Oh, of course it is. I've been listening to the Super Mega podcast, and they talk about how Miyazaki went to the premiere of his son's first movie, and he said it was, and like Miyazaki thought it was so bad he walked out. His son's feature film,
Damn.
very first one, ditched it. Was out.
Hey, if it's shit, it's shit, you know?
Oh, did you see season 3 of Stranger Things?
I haven't finished it yet.
Oh man, what do you remember where you were at?
I'm like on the 3rd episode or something.
Oh man, you barely start. I really enjoyed that season more so than any other ones. Okay, let's get back to this list.
Well, we said regular show, and I said dark.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4,
That
5,
should put us at
6.
8.
We have Twin Peaks, Pulp Fiction, Breath of the Wild, True Detective Season 1, Skyrim, MCU, regular show, and dark. I'm going to add Seinfeld
Okay.
because I think that's probably the best TV show ever made. In my opinion, it's the best like sitcom ever made.
Best sitcom, yes. Best like comedy TV show, no.
Yeah,
I would say
I'm gonna add the Game of Thrones books.
Okay. I would say Arrested Development is the funniest like show made for TV.
I
that's like
did
the
not
comedy.
Like Arrested Development as much as I liked Larry David show.
Oh,
What is
Curb
it
Your
called?
Enthusiasm is
Curb Your
great,
Enthusiasm.
too.
I thought was better than Arrested Development. I have trouble getting into things that are set in like current day normal people stuff, and that's exactly what Arrested Development is.
Arrested Development is just funny because he gets in these super mundane, like, situations, but he gets so pissed off at everything. It's hilarious.
Yeah, it's a decent show, but it's not like top 10 things to experience before you die. Good.
No, but it's something that if you want to laugh, you'll definitely laugh. That's a funny show.
Okay, so here are our top 10 media things to experience before you die. Twin Peaks. I really like Twin Peaks. I didn't finish the new season because it was just so slow.
Good.
But the original one, it was like pouring a gallon of molasses in the cold. Like scenes would go on for 10 minutes and there would be no reason to continue watching. So that old Twin Peaks.
I love
really
the new season. I thought it was great.
It's because you
I'm into
suck
that
what's
shit,
his
and I
name's
love
cock
David Lynch.
every time you can.
David Lynch is badass. He's a good director.
Okay.
Pulp
Fiction,
you haven't seen any
Quentin
of his
Tarantino.
movies, so
No, I haven't. What movies has he made?
he's made a lot of movies. He made like The Elephant Man.
Oh, I would never watch The Elephant Man.
I forget the one where it's like, I don't know. He's made some weird ass movies. Mulholland Drive is one with Reese Withers. No. I forget her name. And then he did it was called with the boy Dale Cooper.
Before we cut out, I said, can we put Dune on this list?
Oh, Dune, yeah, of course.
The movie.
That is okay. The new one I'm really, really excited for because it's
Me as
gonna be
well.
like serious, but it'll not be better than that first Dune. That was one of the weirdest things I've ever seen.
It was Dune, like, it's like the whole thing's like a fever dream made in 1984. Just a masterpiece. It's like the definition of cult classic.
If you want to see the definition of a David Lynch film, watch Dune because the shit that he just throws in there is hilarious. Like that dude with the pug.
It's like 3 hours long. Yeah, when the Picard
the
had
ship
the pug.
is like fucking blowing up. They're escaping with the pug and shit.
This movie was nominated for an Oscar.
Yeah, no shit. It's a classic.
Best Sound nominee.
That doesn't surprise me.
It won a Hugo, whatever the hell that is.
Dude, it should have won fucking something for its set design. It had the most crazy fucking bizarre set design I've ever seen.
Very good. And then we have Breath of the Wild. Did you play Breath of the Wild all the way through? Because I remember you.
I never finished it, but it was a lot of fun when I did play it. I was thinking of investing some of my money on getting a Switch.
I really like mine, although now I just kind of use it for a YouTube machine because I have it on my desk and I don't have many games for it. But it's really good. It's really handy to just be able to carry around. And Mario Party's a blast. Unfortunately, the new one is not the greatest, but
yeah,
it's
I was
still,
thinking of getting a Switch and getting Breath of the Wild and the new Fire Emblem. Because
I'm definitely going to pick the new Fire Emblem up.
I'm pretty sure it's already out.
Yeah, it is. When the Switch came out, there was an argument that you could make that it was worth buying just to play Breath of the Wild, and it pretty much is worth buying just to play Breath of the Wild. Like $360 is a perfectly acceptable investment to play Breath of the Wild.
Everybody was hyping that game up so much, and then I played it, and I can totally see why it's worth the hype. It's like so good. Everything about it. The graphics are great. The gameplay is great. It's just a great game.
Yeah, it absolutely is. It's the definition of a 10 out of 10 video game.
I would agree.
True Detective Season 1, it was the next thing on our list. You can talk about this because you're a huge True Detective fan.
Probably the best single season of anything. Pause.
Okay. That's a resounding a resounding acclaim from Jarrett. I enjoyed it. I think it could be up there with one of the best seasons of television. I really enjoyed season 3. I haven't seen season 2. I might like season 3 almost better.
Season 3 was good, but it really fell off towards the end.
Yeah, it kind of lost itself in the
and it was trying way too hard with the 3 different timelines. It was this.
Yeah,
you could tell it was trying to be better than season 1. Like season 1 has 2 timelines, so this one's gonna have 3.
How can we make this
more confusing?
Even more, let's put season 1 and put it on cocaine, and then you get season 3.
Pretty much. Except there's no, the ending is not satisfactory.
It's not super satisfying at all.
Yeah.
Well, I take that back. I was pretty satisfied with the ending, but the people I watched it with were not, including you.
Well, I mean, he did, like, meet with the girl, and, like, I think he probably remembered.
I took it as he didn't remember.
Yeah, but then right at the end,
like how tragic it was that he didn't.
Yeah, but well, I don't know. It's up to interpretation, I guess.
Okay, watch True Detective season 1, and if you like season 1, watch season 3. I can't say anything about season 2 because I haven't seen it.
Season 2 is Garbo.
Okay,
Garbanzo bean.
That's why Jarrett hasn't showed us. Next on the list, and probably my most experienced, is Skyrim. I just started another Skyrim playthrough. Previously, I was playing as Kanye West, exploring the region of Skyrim and his adventures along the way, and I was role playing kind of as Kanye
West.
What
about Kanye?
What I thought Kanye West could. I was playing as Kanye West in my one of my more recent Skyrim playthroughs. So next on the list, and probably what I've experienced more than anything else on this list, is Skyrim. I just started another Skyrim playthrough that's heavily modded. Before that, I was playing as Kanye West, and I was role-playing on what I thought Kanye would do in Skyrim and in those situations. So I joined the Stormcloaks, things like that. In my most recent playthrough, I'm playing a cat lady, and it's heavily modded. Like, I have like 35 mods installed. It takes like 10 minutes to load a save. I think modding has really improved the game to be one of my
100%.
favorite games ever. Like, I have a lot of graphical mods that make it just look absolutely stunning. There's a mod that I really like called Alternative Start, or Live Another Life, something like that. One of those two. And it lets you pick between like 30 starting things. So you can say, like, I want to start as a thief, or I want to start as an assassin, and it skips the entire intro and it puts you right at the beginning of those quest lines. So I really enjoyed doing that, and I picked starting in the Thieves Guild, and I did all the Thieves Guild stuff first because it gave me a ton of money, and now I'm going through and I'm completing other stuff. It's always been a dream of mine to complete every single quest in Skyrim, and I've probably done 90 or so % of them, just playing it over and over and over again. But this is kind of my definitive playthrough. Another mod
a dream.
Yeah,
a dream.
It really
yours,
is.
Jeremy.
If I finished every single quest in Skyrim, it would be my proudest achievement. Like, more so than college.
This dumb bitch just hit a car in the parking lot.
Can you film it real quick, and then I'll put it in? How bad is it?
She just like dinked it.
Is it your car?
Like, no, she's just stupid. There's like a bunch of parking spots. That probably doesn't translate well to the...
No, it's...
She just opened up her door now and dinked it again.
Give us a play-by-play. Tell us what's going on. How bad are the dinks?
No, not
okay,
bad, but it was
what
just
kind of car
funny
is she driving, and what kind of car did she hit?
She's driving an orange Hyundai. I can't make it out. It's an orange Hyundai, and it hit a black Ford Explorer. I think that's an Expedition.
Actually. That's really unfortunate. That happened so close. Are you going to do anything about it? Are you going to move on? Are you going to?
I'm not going to do anything about it.
Going to be a bystander. So I've been playing this DLC, or this expansion mod in Skyrim that's a whole new region, and it's this big island split into thirds, and each third has its own new Jarl. which is like a lord, and it has a bunch of side quests and a main quest, and it's really really good. Except it's really really glitchy. So the biggest issue I found is the player character won't be able to open doors, or the player character won't be able to turn levers. So what you have to do, and like playing Skyrim as much as I have, you kind of understand what bugs out and what you need to do to fix the bugs. So, for example, if an NPC isn't following you when they're supposed to be, if they're not doing something, you can wait, or you can fast travel, or you can save an
I think
exit,
everybody
or you
knows
can do
that.
all those. But what the next level players learn is that when you can't interact with somebody, you have to bring along, you have to bring along someone. So I'd bring along a companion, and you have to tell them to open the door because the game registers them as being able to open it. So that is the only way I was able to complete this DLC, which was really really good. It's pretty much one of the biggest like expansions for Skyrim on console. The only bet
Who did you have go with?
I had a modded character that was like a elf with a hammer, and she was cool and she was very anime. Because I was like, this is gonna like this before I moved on from the Kanye thing. I was like, I'm gonna download as many mods as I can and make this game as ridiculous as it possibly could be. So I did that, and it was so broken. Everything was so broken about it. And at the end of the mod, when you beat the final boss and when you finish this quest that takes like 10 hours, a cutscene starts and then it stops because the console editions of Skyrim won't let them play cinematics. So a text box popped up and told me what happened. So that was sucked. But everything else up until that point was pretty good.
That's cool.
Yeah, right now I'm playing as a cat lady, and I'm going to try and do every single quest in the game. And I'd say I'm about 2% done, and I think I have 20 to 30 hours. I think I have like about 20 hours in it.
Well, good luck.
Yeah.
That's going to take you a long
You'll
time.
know when I do it in like 2 years, because I'm going to tell everybody. And it really will genuinely be my proudest achievement. Like, who cares about college? Certainly not high school. But beating every single quest in Skyrim, that would be... That
would really
I would
be
want
something.
that on my gravestone. I'm not kidding. How much I...
Skyrim Master.
Like, I want it to be like he literally beat all of Skyrim. And I was researching online other insane people who have done this, and they said it takes between 500 to 700 hours. But I know the game so well, I can kind of just sprint through everything. But that's fine. I'm also kind of...
Sounds like a good
Did you play the
time.
Hearthstone DLC? Okay.
I don't know what's going on with this thing.
I think it's a RAM issue. I don't know. You might want to Google it. Are you using Audacity?
I am using
This
Audacity.
might be either an Audacity or a Discord issue. I'm not having. I've never had an issue like that. The only issue I had with Audacity was when I downloaded it. It told me it was a virus. And then I read on Reddit that it's not actually a virus, so I downloaded it. Anyway.
No, I mean, the only thing that's happened on my end is it just like stops recording for a little bit, and then like it's like it freezes or something. I don't know what's going on.
Maybe it's a setting.
I think it is Audacity, but I don't know.
Okay. Anyway, so after Skyrim, we have the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So I guess we can talk about what some of our favorite movies were in it. I was on a podcast at Central Michigan University where it was called Raving Geeks, and we had to talk about comic book stuff. And I've never read a comic book in my life up until that point. Now I have read a comic book. But
wow.
So yeah.
Which one?
I read the Superman one where he lands in Russia and becomes communist, and the Soviet Russia takes over the world. That's the only one I've read.
Very cool.
I really liked it, and they're making a movie or a show about it. So, yeah,
Really?
check it out. But I think my favorite Marvel movie and one of my favorite movies of all time is Thor Ragnarok. I really like Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2. I liked Civil War. I thought Infinity War and Endgame were okay, but I thought they were a good ending to this 20-something movie monstrosity that Marvel has created.
Well, I think Infinity War is actually the best one.
Yeah, it's kind of between Infinity War and Ragnarok and Winter Soldier for a lot of people.
But Endgame was not good in my opinion. I thought it was bad.
Yeah, I had issues with it, but I don't know how else they could have ended it. Are you excited for anything in the future of the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
Yeah, I'm excited for the new Blade. I'm really excited for the new Blade.
Mahershala Ali.
Yeah, my
will be
boy.
in it. I'm excited. That's going to be good. I'm excited for the Eternals.
I'm excited for the. Yeah, I don't really know what that's about, but
Rob Stark is in it.
Yeah, I know.
There are rumors.
What's his?
That Funhouse started, I think, that he's gay. Because he's always with his roommate, and nobody who makes that much money needs a roommate.
Fair
I didn't
enough.
put, instead of the Game of Thrones books, I'm gonna put Funhouse.
Okay. What was I gonna say?
Talking about the new.
Oh, Shang-Chi or whatever.
Yeah,
the one
it's
is?
supposed to be a horror movie, isn't it?
No, that's Doctor Strange, I believe.
You're right.
No, it's like I totally, that is not the right name of the movie.
No, I
It's
think
not
you got it.
Shang-Chi.
Yeah,
Is it
you
really?
definitely know how to speak Chinese.
No, I'm talking about the name of the superhero.
Oh, yeah, he's Chinese, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he's Chinese. Yeah.
Okay. Jared is actually fluent in Chinese, so you whatever. And if somebody says you're wrong, they're wrong. You're right.
Yeah, I actually know almost all the words in Mandarin.
Almost.
But also, I do
three.
actually. Ni hao.
Konnichiwa. Done. That's it. That's three.
No, Ni hao is
Hola.
one word. Oh
Okay,
yeah, right.
3.
Bonjour.
4. Wow.
No, but I was gonna say, I have been watching anime, so I have picked up on some Japanese
Wow.
words.
You're basically
Yeah.
a
I should just move to
where
Japan.
they would really accept you and where you could have
really
an Asian girlfriend.
where I could be my real self. Yeah. Cut
Nope.
that out.
So regular show is a fantastic animated series. I used to like Adventure Time more. I've changed my mind. I think
Regular show is the bomb.
I think it's very good. I don't know if it's on my
so
list of
funny.
excuse me, I burped, things to see before you die, but it's good. So I'll keep it on here.
If I were to say out of that list, the one thing you should watch, it would either be Pulp Fiction or Twin Peaks.
I would say Funhouse, but we'll get to that at the end.
Well, Funhouse is like a category of
Well,
its own
yeah,
thing.
you're damn right they are. Talk about Dark, because I don't know anything about it.
Dark is a German show that's very hard to explain. It's about this kid who
Let's
goes
just stop right
missing
there.
and then
So Seinfeld is a show by Jerry Seinfeld, famously a show about nothing. I think it had 7 or 8 seasons, and it kind of invented the sitcom formula. Some of the most famous like cultural thing, like No Suit for You, stuff like that. The parking, the parallel parking episode is incredibly. It deals with such real situations in such an extreme way. And one of my favorite parts is that nowadays all of these problems would be solved with a cell phone. Like every single problem they encounter in Seinfeld could be solved with them having a cell phone.
yeah, like the one where they get lost in the parking
Yeah, that's
garage.
a classic example of the time. And like Seinfeld is such an embodiment of the 90s and 90s
Yeah.
attitudes.
That episode is fucking
Yeah.
hilarious when George goes to piss in the corner.
Yeah,
or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah. The cop comes by. He's like, I was
the cop
pouring
comes
out a
up.
water bottle. Such a like that invented the like the water bottle excuse.
Yeah, I really like the episode where they start caring for the elderly
Yes,
people.
that is.
And Elaine is with that chick with the goiter, and fucking George is like, "Don't you worry about death?" He's like, I worry about dying every day."
It's hard for me to pick a favorite episode, but there is one where at the beginning of the episode, Kramer wants to go golfing into the ocean, and at the end of the episode, George is on a date where he lied about being a marine biologist, and Kramer has hit a golf ball into the blowhole of a whale and it washes up on the beach when he's on a date. And somebody yells, "If only there were a marine biologist." And the girl George is with goes, "Wait a minute, you're a marine biologist." And then it cuts, and the last scene is him at the restaurant explaining, "I took off my clothes and I swam out to the great beast and I plunged my hand into her and I pulled out," and then like he out of his pocket he pulls out a golf ball and everybody looks at Kramer and he like runs out of the restaurant or something like that. Seinfeld is incredible, and it was such a big cultural phenomenon at the time, kind of like how Game of Thrones
everybody was watching
like,
Seinfeld
when an episode aired like once a week, because that's how shows used to air. Like everybody at work apparently
that's how shows still do air.
I mean, in the age of streaming, there's a lot of stuff that just comes out and you can binge it all.
That's true.
But like, it was such a cultural event. Like that's all people would talk about at work the next day. Supposedly, it's kind of like MASH was
Seinfeld
before that.
viewing
Seinfeld
parties.
viewing parties. I think Times Square showed the final episode of Seinfeld. Maybe that was MASH. I don't know.
Dude, speaking of another show that had a poor reviewed ending.
Mm-hmm.
You talk about
Yeah.
Game of Thrones. Seinfeld's ending is not
Yeah.
good either. But I mean, it's a lot harder to end a sitcom than it is to end an actual show.
an
you know
actual
what I mean?
show with a writer who told you what the ending was, and
Yeah,
a
right.
TV network who was
But,
ready for you to do
D&D
3 more
failed
seasons.
geography.
Yeah,
so-
they failed a lot of things.
Did you see the script? Did you read it? Did you see what people were saying?
No,
about the
I did
script
not.
for the final
No,
episode.
did it come out? How did?
Yeah, well, it's an Emmy-nominated script, right? So the Emmys have to
Oh,
release
okay.
it. And people read it, and they were like, "What the fuck?"
What?
And then the Emmys took it
What
down.
were people upset about?
Just like the writing and how terrible it was. Like, there's scene, one of the scenes where Arya is like, "What's west of Westeros?" And it's like in the script it says, "Jon and Sansa look at each other. They both failed geography."
I don't believe it.
And it's like, I swear to God, dude, look it up.
That's awful. And
And there's
the whole
there's
point of
another one.
Sansa's character is that she's a kiss up who does good at things that Arya isn't. So that doesn't make any
She's
sense.
the smartest person.
Oh my
I
God,
know.
kill me. Move it. Wait, what were you gonna say? I can't read.
There's another part where it's like Drogon didn't even mean to burn the Iron Throne. He was just mad, and then the Iron Throne happened to be there. I'm not even kidding. That's what's in the
Which is
script.
funny because at the time people were guessing like either Drogon thought that the throne killed
They
her,
were like,
which is stupid but better than what apparently it is, or that he was mad at the symbolism of the throne.
Yeah, he had a brain.
It-
No, but honestly, the thing that pisses me off the most about that episode is how Grey Worm brings Tyrion into that fucking trial, and then he just somehow turns Bran into the new king, and Grey Worm fucks
yeah,
off.
we could bitch about Game of Thrones, and we have bitched about Game of Thrones till the cows come home. The
That's
last
true.
thing on the list, number 10, Funhouse, which is a YouTube channel that does video game stuff, but it's kind of like the video game stuff is usually a background to the personalities, and I think that's what sets it apart from a lot of other video game YouTubers. Is like, I don't go for the game. Like, they play garbage games and just games that are painful to play, and it's the personalities that keep me coming back. And I've been watching Funhouse for like 10 years, or whatever that group of people were doing. I've been watching them for the past 10 years. So I don't know if there's a better YouTube channel or like a better group of people on YouTube that are as consistent and as hardworking and as high a production value as they are. I really just if you're new to Funhouse, watch Dalal Simulator or Disney Princess GTA. Those are the two episodes or
Their Hitman series is probably
yeah,
the
I was
funniest,
literally
would
watching
say.
it before we started recording. The Funhouse Hitman videos are masterpieces.
I really like Oni NG and his Oni plays. I think he's really funny, and the people he has on there are funny, but it's not for
Yeah,
everybody.
it's a very different kind of humor, whereas I think Oni is like his type of humor is just as graphic and as adult as it can be, where when Funhouse does graphic and adult, they do it in a smart way with good comedic timing. And that's why I can appreciate it so much, is because it's
Funhouse
it's
is
really
hilarious,
smart
I agree.
and the editing that they do is perfect. Like I think the editing that they've said is inspired by the Tim and Eric show, and it's inspired by it so much. Tim and Eric replied to one of their videos, and
Yeah, they were
they
pissed,
said
weren't
that Funhouse was copying their style, and one of the people who worked at the channel, Adam Kovic, his mom texted him and was like, "What did you do to Tim and Eric?" So yeah, check out Funhouse. Highly recommended. So any
Check out Chill's top 10.
anything else you think could have made the list that didn't?
Well, I said Neon Genesis Evangelion, which is very good. Maybe I don't know. I'm trying to think of something that we both have seen that we could agree on.
Transformers: The Last Night.
Yeah, yeah, you're right.
I think everybody
that
should
be
watch
number
that
one.
before they die.
I agree. I think everybody should watch that for the wrong reason.
All the wrong reasons. Every one of them that you could think of.
Did you see Band of Brothers?
No, but I wanted
That's
to.
pretty good.
I've seen the scene where they stumble upon the concentration camp. That's the only scene of it I've seen.
Mm-hmm. Chernobyl was pretty good.
I didn't
and I would
finish
say
it.
it's
Don't
a good.
spoil it. Just kidding.
I haven't finished it either. I haven't seen the last.
Yeah, me
two
neither.
episodes.
I stopped. I also haven't seen Big Little Lies.
I already know what happens. You know,
Yeah,
the reactor blows up.
blew up.
No, I'm just kidding. I will finish it. At
Yeah,
some
me too.
point.
Maybe I'll set aside some time this weekend. There's a couple things that I think could have been on here. Game of Thrones books replaced with Seinfeld, or not with Seinfeld, with Funhouse. The Pokemon games I think are extremely culturally relevant, and especially because
Mhm.
Pokemon as an IP has made more money than any other intellectual property in history. I think it's worth seeing what all the hype was about. Especially when we were kids growing up, Pokemon was seemingly everywhere, and it seems like it's coming back to that. Although the new games have had a lot of controversy based on what the devs do and do not want to add. So we'll see. I'm going to buy it. I'm going to play it. And
That would be another game I would probably. That would be another game I would probably buy for the Switch. They're coming out with the new Sword and Shield for the Switch, right?
So those the two Switch games we talked about, Fire Emblem and Sword and Shield, and the new Animal Crossing game, are probably going to be three big games that every Switch owner should play, just because they're so consistent. Like the Fire Emblem games since Fire Emblem Awakening have kind of died out, and this one seems to be a big return to form to that game that kind of popularized it in North America. Pokemon games have been kind of... Go ahead.
I never played any of the new Fire Emblems. I had played the one on the Wii. That was probably the newest one I played. But I really love the Sacred Stones. It's for the Game Boy Advance. I think it's great.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's a fun game.
The series was always big in Japan and in Europe to a smaller extent, and it really was not mainstream in America until Fire Emblem Awakening came out. I think it came out in 2015, because I bought a 3DS and I bought that game for my 17th birthday, I think, which...
Yeah, I don't even... So my neighbors at my dad's house in Ohio had that game, and that's how I started playing it.
Yeah, it was good.
And it's otherwise I would not have ever found out about it, you know what I mean? Because it's such a random... I was like, what the fuck is this? I've never seen
It's
this
honestly
before.
worth picking up a 3DS to play that, and to play some of the...
Oh, I was talking about Sacred Stones.
Yeah, I haven't played the older ones just because we've talked about this. I don't like permadeath mechanics; they give me anxiety, so I didn't want to play it. And then Animal Crossing, I really enjoyed New Leaf. I didn't play Happy Home Decorator or whatever it was called, but
I've never played any of the Animal Crossings, but I've played Harvest Moon, if that's anything like that.
It's similar in some of the mechanics, but I think Animal Crossing just has a charm that that no other game really has, with the exception of Stardew Valley.
I have been watching some of the Super Mega.
Yeah, their playthrough's interesting, except they don't at all do what I usually do, which is just hang out and change
Yeah, well,
my
Matt's
clothes.
good at the game.
Yeah,
I guess.
he knows.
Well, not really.
He
but
knows all.
he knows.
He
the
knows
stuff
so
about
much
it.
about it. It's hard as someone who I can see how it would be hard as someone who wasn't bought in to, I guess, get into it. Because you might think that you need to know
writing
all that
notes
stuff.
and shit for people. That would
I
suck.
never did any of that. I just like catching the fish. So yeah, those are 3 games that are gonna make the Switch a super big console. I think we talked about this on the last podcast. I was gonna buy a video game every week, play it, beat it, and talk about it. None of the games that I bought I finished. So I haven't finished Dead Space. I haven't finished Doom. I haven't even started Prey. I'm like halfway through the Fire Emblem game I bought. I don't know what it is. Like my attention span.
What the fuck is Prey?
Prey is it's kind of like
Is that the one where you're on the space
yes,
station or
yeah.
something?
It got
Okay,
it
I
got
know what
pretty
you're
good
talking about
reviews,
now.
and I watched an extended kind of analysis of it, and it looked cool. But I was gonna beat Doom first and then play it. I'm halfway through the last level of Doom, and that's where I've been for the past month. So I'll probably never finish it.
Are you just stuck
No,
on
I
it, or
just
you
get, I
don't
just
wanna
stopped
play it?
playing one day, and I haven't picked it back up. I don't know what it is
Yeah, I
with me.
feel
I
you.
just can't, like, I'm getting to the point where I think it has to do with me working 8 hours a day, and then when I get home I want to just turn my brain off and play Skyrim for the 15,000th time and watch Funhouse TV and turn my brain off.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I do. I just come home and watch shows and movies. Maybe I'll play a video game here or there, but I really only play video games on the weekends.
Yeah, I need to get motivated because it just takes energy to play video games, man.
Once school starts back up, though, and I don't have a job, I'll probably be back to the video game.
Yeah,
but a new game needs to come out.
are you excited for your
'cause I'm really
maybe
bored.
last year of college?
Well, I'm pretty sure it's not going to be my last year. I'm going to have to go an extra semester no matter
Okay.
what. But so is Matt and Dante and Macy, I think. So,
So fire up Chips. Come here for 4.5
Yep.
years.
dude, it's almost impossible to graduate with a fucking BS unless you have a bunch of
Well,
credits
yeah, I did
beforehand
it in
like
3.
you did. Yeah. Well, what I'm saying is it's virtually impossible to graduate in 4
Yeah,
years. It's more like 5
it's damn
years,
hard.
no matter what.
You have to be very careful about the classes you take and when you take them, and probably take summer classes.
They do it on purpose just because they want
Yeah,
more
Central
money.
sucks. Speaking of Central, I got invited to Central journalism thing in October that I'm definitely not going to. But what I will do is I will come up to Central and probably hang out with you guys because that seems like fun. Maybe we'll do a live podcast.
Hey, that's an
Yeah,
idea.
that'll be. Mackinac Island is an island of bullshit. And the reason I say that is not because I didn't like it. I had to find time, although it would have been nice to rent a bike.
You can rent a bike?
No, my parents refused for some reason. And everybody I tell that to scoffs at me and calls me an idiot. But I digress. One of the features about Mackinac Island is that there are no cars on the island. And the reason they give for this is that the one man brought a car in the 1800s, and he scared a horse, and the horse broke its leg and had to be put down. And for that reason, to this day, in the year of our Lord 2019, no cars are allowed on Mackinac
Well, they
Island.
have like ambulances and fire trucks and shit like
Okay,
that.
I'm getting there. Now, aside from this being a stupid reason to not allow cars on your island, there are cars on the island. Like you mentioned, that there
Shocker.
was an ambulance. There was also a food truck. I saw a food truck parked on the docks, which is cheating. So, Mackinac Island, if you're listening to this podcast, you cannot call yourself a carless island if there are cars on it.
The island itself is listening to the podcast.
That's everybody.
The whole.
We have a huge listener share on
That is
Mackinac
true.
Island, I have
They
you know.
they play it through the loudspeakers at the old fort.
It's like 80%. It's crazy. They play it in the castle.
Yeah, it's pretty
It's
nuts.
awesome. Yeah, they're actually Patreons.
They're Patreons?
Yeah. So I don't know. Do you have anything else?
No, I don't know. I mean,
Okay, I'm gonna play Skyrim and go to bed, I think.
okay.
Well, thank you guys very much for listening.
Yep.
This episode will not be edited tonight because I just can't be bothered.
Yeah.
It'll probably be edited sometime this week, and it'll probably be up this weekend. I think we should abandon an upload schedule, record when we want, and upload when we want.
I
Because
say
I think
we do
then
that
We'll
also.
have more stuff to talk about.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm gonna start making notes of things that I experience that I think would be a good story for the podcast. So stay tuned for if anything interesting happens in my life. Not that it will, but
Yeah,
just
same
in
here.
case.
But
In fact, I hope it doesn't. God, if you're listening. God is also a big listener. He's a Patreon.
God
as
is
well.
always listening.
He's part of our $100 a
He's
month
like Santa.
club. You actually, it's funny. God is a huge fan of podcasts. God is the only one who listens to every podcast.
God has been
So you know how
investing.
everybody has a podcast?
God's actually been slipping me some money under the table, if I'm being honest.
What? Are you kidding me?
No, man. I swear.
It's because I said "fuck you, God."
Yeah, we'll be out
because
to
that Christian dared me to in middle school.
Yeah, we'll be
So
out
now
to
he
eat
doesn't
like
give me any money
Fazoli's
under
or
the
something,
table.
and it'll slip me a crisp 20.
Olive Garden. He's kind of a dick though. He doesn't tip very well. God, he only tips like 10%.
Yeah, I don't get it. It's because he's a boomer.
He orders alcohol too. You'd think of all people he would be generous with the tip, but no, it's very stingy. He gives like not even a buck a drink. It sucks.
It's because he's a boomer.
We went to dinner once and he made me pay.
Really? He's never made me pay.
Yeah. He even asked me to go with him and then he made me pay, which really is
Oh,
rude.
wow. That's,
I think.
yeah.
Yeah, I went to a bar for the first time. I went to Bar Louie, which I hate
Ooh.
because I think it's for 40-year-old women, which my point was proven because there were mostly 40-year-old women there. And I got there and I think I had 2 drinks, and I did not realize that the person I went with had drank before I got there. So I paid the tab without noticing, and then I got an email like an hour later from my bank, and the tab was $35. So I paid $35 for 2 beers.
Nice.
So just a message out there to anybody out there. Don't go outside.
Yeah, just stay inside all day. That's what we do.
Yeah, don't go anywhere. And look at us.
We're doing fine.
Yeah, doing great. I make $14 an hour.
And I
How
make
much?
12.
Oh man, dude, we're really the pinnacle of society.
I mean, this is what everybody should strive to be, honestly.
We're 1%ers.
That's
oh,
for
you
sure.
didn't actually account for the money that God was slipping you, and I didn't subtract the money that God makes me pay to take him out for
You
dinners.
think I put the money God slips me in my taxes? Because I don't.
Oh shit, dude! Are you committing tax fraud?
You better, you better cut that.
IRS, this guy right here.
I got a knock on my door.
It's
Hello?
staying in. Oh shit, dude! Oh no, get down,
Dude.
Hide the money.
It's just God.
FBI agent, if you're listening, we're just joking. We're not.
Yeah, I wish God slid me money under the table, then maybe I wouldn't have to work.
Have you ever found a dollar bill in your jeans pockets?
Dude,
that you haven't worn in a while?
one time in high school, I found a $100 bill in a pair of sweatpants.
Your sweatpants or somebody
In
else's?
my sweatpants. Like, I put them on,
Did you-
reached in my pocket, pulled out a $100 bill. I was like, fuck me.
Did you at one point lose $100 bill?
No, but I think it was like my grandpa or someone gave me a $100 bill at a basketball tournament because they were my basketball sweatpants.
Mm-hmm.
And I put it in there and I never took it out. And then I found it one day. It was a very happy
I found the most amount of money I found a $50 bill in the GameStop parking lot when I was in 5th grade.
day. Wow.
And I added it to the money I already had, and I had $200.
Dude, $50
big.
in 5th grade is
200
like $5,000.
Yeah, I basically hit the lottery.
Pretty much.
So I bought an Xbox 360 with it.
Wow.
So thank you to that stranger who lost $50, in case you're listening. If you lost $50 in the GameStop parking lot in like 2006, I'm sorry. I didn't look for you. I just kept it. But you should have put it in your wallet. I don't know what you were
Jeremy,
doing.
one day you're going to lose $50 and you're going to really need it. And no one's going to bring it back to you because of this moment. It's like the
You
butterfly
should see how
effect.
much money I lost in my crypto investments, because I assure you it's well more than $50.
Well, that's your own fault.
Yeah, definitely my fault. I blame Matt.
How much did Matt lose? He must have lost more than you.
No, Matt's made so much money in crypto. IRS, this guy right here. But yeah, he got in before it went berserk, and I went in right when it was going berserk. And let's say hypothetically I've lost $2,000.
$2,000?
No, I didn't actually lose anywhere near that
I was
much.
going to say, dude,
But I
I
have
have like
lost-
$2,000 right now. Like,
Total.
yeah.
Yeah, that would I would probably I would have been like those people during the 2008 financial crisis who were jumping off buildings. I would have jumped out of the towers building.
Yeah, the crypto
if I lost
crisis.
$2,000 in the crypto crisis.
That's the name
but
of the
I didn't
name of the
sell any
episode
of
right
it,
there.
so technically I didn't lose any of it.
Well, there you go.
At least according to the IRS.
Yeah, don't worry,
Is
IRS.
that it?
We're all legal.
Yeah. Okay. So we should end on that.
Yep.
Thank you guys very much for listening.
And thank you to the
This has
IRS.
been a podcast. Thank you to the IRS for not busting us. Unfortunately, I didn't record how much I paid for my crypto, so I won't be reporting how much I make to you guys either. Thank you for understanding. I know that's how you guys work. Bye, everybody else, except for you, IRS agent who's listening.
He's our best listener, honestly.
It's God. God works for the IRS.
That
And
wouldn't
that's how he
surprise
can
me.
afford to pay for all your dinners.
All the money that he gives me is just going back to him.
Do you right into JC's pocket? And then he donates to the NRA and other Republican lobbyists.
Of course.
Because they're really the party of God,
Mhm.
the Republicans.
Oh, of course.
Thank you guys so much for listening again for the third time. Come back maybe next week, maybe next month.
See you next
maybe
time.
next year. The next podcast will come out on the Chinese New Year. So mark your calendar.
The next podcast will be
Um,
even funnier than this one.
It can only go down from here, honestly. I don't know how we could improve. Bye guys.
Deuces.
Okay, I've stopped recording.
Yep.